Hey everybody, my name's Jamie, and today I'm going to share with you a way to learn German with your iPhone. It's always with you, and there are some hidden ways that it can really ramp up your German learning. So let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is you got to make sure that you have the German dictionaries. So whenever I use my settings app, by the way, on the iPhone, I just search for exactly what I want. You don't got to scroll through the menu anymore. This is 2021. So just type in dictionary. Okay. And then you scroll down to the German. Make sure that you have both of these German dictionaries checked off. The German dictionary and then the German English dictionary. Both of these help you out in different ways, which I'll explain in a minute. So I'm going to open up a note full of some German vocab words that I've accumulated along the way. You have one of those notes, don't you? Okay. So here's a word that you see all the time, mitbekommen. But, the more those words that are just a patchwork of common words put together, oftentimes they have a bunch of meanings, and you can't trust Google Translate. It's going to do a shot in the dark. But let's really unpack this word, mitbekommen, okay? So you look it up, and let's just go right ahead to the German English one. So here we are. Now we're opening up the definition of mitbekommen, and what's that? There's 4 different meanings. Google Translate never would have told me all that. So you get these beautiful examples, and they're memorable, and they're typical usages of the word. And this is on your iPhone, ready to go at any moment. If you see a German word you don't know, you just select it, you look it up, and then you get these beautiful examples. So that's why I'm so excited about the German English dictionary. But the German dictionary is also amazing because, let's go there, it almost always shows synonyms. Look at that. So mitbekommen is similar to bekommen or erhalten, and you even get the slang. So mitkriegen is the umgangssprachliche version of that. So that's why you need to have these dictionaries. That is just a starting point. If you don't have that on your iPhone, you're missing out, and I want you to pause and do that right now before we get to our next step. So our next step that we're going to learn is dictation. Before we can do that, we need to make sure we have the German keyboard added. Do you have that? Cool. If not, let's just add that right now. So just type keyboard into your settings search bar. Keyboards, add a new keyboard. Make sure you have the German one there, and Germany. And you're good. Okay. Now we're going to search for dictation. So once again, you go into the search bar and you just type enable dictation. There we go. So if you didn't have it on, make sure you have it on. And then there's the setting below enable dictation, which says which languages you have checked. Make sure you have German checked. That's going to help with our next step. So the reason why you want to have German dictation turned on is because sometimes you want to practice pronunciation. And the way I see it, if Siri understands what you're saying in German, so will people on the street. All right, now let's give this a try. Hallo alle, ich heiße Jamie, Punkt. Ich hoffe, dass ich dir helfen kann. Ausruf. You may have noticed that when you say comma, that's literally it puts a comma into your dictation, and Ausrufzeichen is exclamation point. And Neutzeile is new line. These are things that are really helpful for when you're dictating to your phone. And yeah, if your phone understands what you meant, so will people on the street. So that is why I think dictation is pretty important. The next topic we're going to talk about is books. Let's just start with the Apple Books app because that one comes on your phone, and you can open up any type of .epub ebook file in your Apple Books. So if you download your EPUB books off of like the online library, like I think Library Genesis, somebody referred that to me. You can get all kinds of ebooks there, and you download them and you just open them into your Books app. So here I downloaded a public domain book called Little Red Riding Hood, or rote Käppchen. And here we are, people. Let's just, you have your Apple book app. You might not even have known it was there, but I am adamant about reading out loud when you read your German books, because then your mouth can get used to shaping these words. And sometimes they sound totally different than they read if you're just used to the rules of English. So, es war einmal ein kleines süßes Mädchen, das hatte jedermann lieb, blah, 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 blah. So you read out loud. But now we can implement the tips I've showed you. So let's pretend you don't know the word Anza. So you just select it, and you can highlight it. You can also select it and look it up, which I find really useful. So look up, and then bam, now we're actually using our German dictionary to the fullest. So, to look at. Are there more examples? Oh yeah, there's a lot of examples. So that's just one way you can deepen your knowledge using this German dictionary, this German English dictionary, because it gives you so many examples, and it would just take ages for a real human to unpack it for you. And of course, Google Translate is just going to take a shot in the dark. So out of these 7 or so potential meanings of Anza, it would just throw one of them at you. So that is why I'm so happy to share with you the book app. And one more thing, you can also, this is going to tie together some of the concepts we did. So here's the word Käppchen. So I can make a note. So if it's interesting, you can talk to yourself. And now that we have the German keyboard, we can annotate to ourselves in German. And now that we have the German dictation turned on, we can practice pronouncing it. That's right. So the word is Käppchen. So let's see if I can pronounce it right. Käppchen, Neuzeile. Käppchen, Neuzeile. Käppchen. So it looks like I need to work on my pronunciation, but that's just a fun way that you can learn a new word, learn what it means, and practice pronouncing it, all without leaving the Apple book app. So that is a tip that I'm really happy to share with you. And now, this is the final tip. Now, this one, it's a little bit unstable because Apple has this thing that I'll show you in a second where your phone will read text to you. But it's a little bit buggy. Every time they update the iOS, I'm thinking, oh, maybe they'll fix speak screen. But I'm still waiting for that. So I think I've adequately disclaimed this technique, but it's cool enough that I think you deserve to know if you can stand hearing a robot voice read to you. And in fairness, the Siri voices have been getting better as time goes on. So back to our settings, as per usual. All right, settings, go to your search bar, and this time start typing spoken content, S-P-O-K, spoken content. Selects that. Now you're going to see this little toggle for speak screen. Turn that bad boy on. This is going to get you set up. So now we're going to switch apps back to our books. And there's this very specific special swipe you have to do. You do 2 fingers, one in the middle and one on the very left corner in order to start the speak screen. So let's see if we can do it. Let's try that again.
Hatte jedermann lieb, der sie nur ansah, am allerliebsten aber ihre Großmutter, die wusste gar nicht, was sie alles dem Kinde geben sollte. Einmal schenkte sie ihm ein Käppchen von rotem Samen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And let me just circle back for a second. Let's go back to the settings on spoken content. For the voices, let's go down to German. I have Yannick enhanced. That one is pretty good. But also Siri voice number 2. It's just this very pleasing female voice. Do you know, I think I'm going to select Siri voice number 2. I like her. So now you have a tolerable voice in which you can hear the book read to you. So if you're washing dishes or whatever, you just do this special swipe, and it starts reading to you. And what's so cool is you can pause the playback, you can resume it, you can adjust the speed, And you can just sort of shrink down this controller and then just hide it. And usually what I do when I'm like, it's more active to read the book out loud to yourself, but there are times when some German's better than no German, right? So you can have your AirPods in or what have you, and you just use a speak screen to have your phone read German to you. And then if it goes over a word that you don't know, you're like, hold up. And then you pause it, and then you highlight it, and then you look up the definition, and then you can even practice pronouncing it into the notes. If you made it through all these steps, your iPhone is now a supercharged German learning tool. So you have the dictionary. That's the first and foremost, like get the German English dictionary. You've got dictation working. You know how to get books. You just download books wherever you buy books, or download free books off of some online library. If you don't use Library Genesis, you got to look up Libby or Overdrive. Those are also places where you can get free books. And then you can even do the speak screen thing if you can tolerate a computer reading to you. All right, people, that's all I have to give you for today about how to turn your iPhone into a German learning machine. I hope you liked that. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend who's also learning German so that way you can help them out too. Now, I have a question for you. What is your favorite way to learn language and why? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.